Living Local Carolina with Katie Turner. Local trends, shopping, dining, and more. This is Living Local Carolina.
Well, today I'm joined by Joyelle. She's a professional dog trainer here in Myrtle Beach, and today we're going to go over our dog training tip of the day.
Yes.
Talking about socialization.
Yes. Okay.
This is an issue for a lot of dog owners,
Yes.
especially when you're taking them out and you're running into a dog that you weren't anticipating on seeing.
Absolutely. Okay. So socialization. What happens with socialization is that owners think that every single person they come in contact with and every single dog your dog encounters, they should all be friends and should be touched and greet all of the time. The problem with that is that you create a dog who thinks the world revolves around them. So as the dog starts to get older, when you're taking them out in public and somebody does start to come and greet the dog jumps, because they are like, you're supposed to touch me because I'm cute. Yes.
So you're telling me that they know that they're cute?
Yes.
Wow.
100%.
I believe it.
So they have been, that touching is a reinforcement for that behavior. So if a dog jumps and they get rubbed, you've taught them something at that point. All right? So what I like to tell people, when you socialize your dog, taking them in dog-friendly locations or taking them with you to go out to eat and you're sitting on the patio or something, having them sit right there, they're being socialized just by all of the sights, smells, and sounds that they're encountering. They're learning from that. It doesn't require somebody to touch them for them to learn and to be socialized. So take them into places like Lowe's Hardware, Home Depot, Tractor Supply, Harbor Freight, Bass Pro. Not on the weekends. Bass Pro is a little hard on the weekends because they're so packed. Walk around Tanger Outlet. Places like that are dog friendly. Make sure you read and find out if they're dog friendly. Take your dog to those places. Keep them on leash. Let them learn by just being in a surrounding with you.
Perfect. And what's heel walking?
So heel walking is putting your dog in a controlled walk. You have two different types of walks. You have your controlled heel walk, which means your dog is placed right beside of you. I like to say they're in your pocket, okay? And I'm gonna explain what that means in just a second. The second type of walk that you have is called a dog walk. And basically at that point, they're on a long lead and you don't care if they smell every blade of grass in your yard, okay? But going back to that heel walk, you need to heel walk on your left side because generally the rule is you walk facing traffic. So you want to be the barrier between your dog and the cars that you are meeting, all right? So I want you to imagine when you take a step, there's an imaginary line from the toe of your front foot to the heel of your back foot. So like a rectangle box to your left. That is your pocket. You want the dog to stay in that rectangle box. You don't want them pulling ahead, lagging behind, or pulling out to the left. You want them to stay in your pocket, okay? They are on leash and they are heel walking with you and you're in a very controlled walk at that point. What that does for a dog is it creates a boundary for them where they understand this is where I'm supposed to be. They're less likely to lunge at other dogs because they feel secure in knowing what's expected out of them. So work really hard on keeping them in a controlled heel walk beside your left leg.
And this is for their safety too.
Absolutely, 100%.
Now, can I also ask about when you said the dog walk, is it good to have both of those walks for dogs?
In the beginning, when you're first training a heel walk, primarily that's the walk that you are going to do. But then once they get really comfortable in that and you're just out meandering, I like to say, then absolutely put them in a dog walk. That's okay for them to be able to be a dog in those moments, of course. But don't have the misconception that just because I have them in a heel walk, they're not able to be a dog. That's not the point at all.
Gotcha.
When they are in a heel walk, they are learning and they respect you and they feel more secure as an animal because they know what you expect out of them.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
I'm so excited to be joined by Chef Sean Baxter. So, what's the second thing you're going to be making
Okay,
for
so
me?
the second dish that we're going to try to make for you guys today is going to feature two local products. One of them is going to be our local shrimp, and like I said earlier, it took me 2 years to source this shrimp to find them in the
Yeah.
same size, uniform, that will look aesthetically what we're looking for and have all of the requirements we have, you know, which is local, fresh, things like that. The company that I sourced them from is known as the Woods Fishery, and they've actually been in business since 1860. So over 145 years of customer service.
They know their stuff.
These are wild caught American shrimp. They're caught off of Tybee Island, Georgia.
Okay.
Okay. The second product we have is we're going to use a purple grit.
Gorgeous.
Okay. And that is from Jacksonville, Florida, and I
Cool.
believe that they're grown and manufactured in Florida, and then they're sent to Charleston for packaging.
Okay,
So,
sweet.
so it's kind of like a double kiss on that one. So this is what they look like. Now listen, they're a little smaller than the shrimp that you might see in some places where they're really big. Well, due to the way we get them, there's nothing added to them. They're not treated with chemicals.
Yeah.
So they're smaller, but they're fully packed with flavor, and they're absolutely delicious.
All right.
Okay.
And who doesn't love shrimp and grits, you
Yeah,
know,
right?
especially here in the
Classic dish.
South.
This is what they're gonna look like after you take them off and clean them and shell them up.
You start with the grits?
We're gonna go ahead. You want to cook your grits because your grits will take you about 40 minutes to cook to make true grits, real grits. You can use instant grits if you want. That's up to you. So you got to make sure that your stock or water, you can cook it in either one, is boiling. Chicken stock would be your most neutral. So we have our water nice and boiling, and we're gonna use water because a lot of our guests might be vegetarian. So they'll be able to eat it if I don't use stock. All right, so you're gonna wanna make sure your water's boiling and seasoned. You're just gonna go ahead and incorporate your grits in as fast as your water will take them, meaning don't have them start clumping up on you, okay?
Yeah.
And make sure that you whisk it, okay, continuously and until it's thicker, and then once it's thicker, you're gonna turn it down.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And that's when it starts cooking for a long time.
Yes. All right. So,
All right, make me these shrimp.
So I'm gonna cook the shrimp now. I'm gonna sear the shrimp. So once again, I'm gonna want a nice hot pan, saute pan, cast iron skillet. I always season my shrimp before I put them in, or before I put them in the pan. I think it's easier to coat them evenly. Some people
Yeah.
do them the opposite way. All right, so you can use a couple different things to cook your shrimp. You can use olive oil or a blended oil, butter. I like to use a combination.
Gotcha.
Gives it a little more color and a little more flavor. I'm gonna go ahead and whisk this. Okay, so first I'm gonna put a little olive oil in the pan. Not too much because we're not frying them. Okay. With my butter. Let this come up to the heat.
What do you want on the plate?
All right, here that's sizzling. Getting
Oh,
close
yeah.
to cook time. You don't want to just throw them in. You can if you want. I don't like to. I like to lay them in like that. You hear that noise? A sizzle? That's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
This portion of Living Local Carolina is sponsored by Lawyer Lisa.
Joining us today is attorney Lisa Hostetler Brown to break down an important legal topic that could affect you. Thanks for being here.
Hi, I'm Lisa Hostetler Brown, and this is Legally Speaking with Lawyer Lisa. Today we're going to talk about I love you wills or mirror image wills. If you've done some pretty basic estate planning in the past and you're married, your will may say something like, all to my spouse and then to my children per stirpes. That's a pretty basic estate plan. And if you don't know what per stirpes means, it might be in your documents, but basically what it means is that if something happens to somebody I've left stuff to, it goes to their children, their grandchildren, their descendants down the line. And it also includes legally adopted children, but does not include stepchildren or foster children or children maybe that you've raised but are not legally yours. So if you have a will like this, it's important to consider whether or not that will is appropriate for your circumstances. I've seen so many times over the years where a spouse passes away, their will leaves everything to the surviving spouse, and then the surviving spouse changes their estate plan. Or they get remarried and now those assets are subject to a share for a future spouse. Because we do have laws that say you can't quite cut out your spouse unless you do certain things. So by default, spouses do get stuff. This can cause a lot of problems. So if you're younger, that might be a concern that your spouse might get remarried. We don't really like talking about that, but it happens. And it's also a concern, and especially a concern, if you are a blended family. So if you have children from a prior marriage and you've done this basic estate planning, it's probably not the best planning for you or the most appropriate for your circumstances. So you do want to get that plan reviewed by somebody who does estate planning because a trust might be more appropriate. A trust is a great way to make sure that your spouse is taken care of during their lifetime, their needs are met, you're taking care of them after you're gone, but that your children are the ones that inherit after they pass away and not their children. Many people's children have been cut out through the use of these I love you wills, and they just are not the best tool for estate planning if you have a more complicated situation. You also want to pair all of this with proper ancillary documents, such as a financial power of attorney, healthcare power of attorney, and a pour-over will if you're doing a trust. If you want some more information about this, we do have information on our website, and we would love to discuss this with you if we can be of service. I'm Lisa Hostetler Brown, and this is Legally Speaking with Lawyer Lisa.
Our thanks to Lawyer Lisa for sharing her valuable insight today. If you'd like more information or have questions on the topic, be sure to reach out at the website or the phone number on your screen.
This portion of Living Local Carolina is sponsored by Lawyer Lisa.
Well, we are talking all about Jeeps today, and I'm joined by Jody Lynn and Harold. How are you guys doing?
Great. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. So, Harold, tell me all about what you do.
We are an off-road shop that specializes in anything from mild custom build to up to custom builds, lift kits, tires, suspension, gears. You dream it, we can do it. Changing colors, it doesn't really matter what you want, we can do it all. And we work with a lot of the local clubs to support them and help them. And
I was going to say, this is a very niche thing for you to do.
Correct.
How did you find yourself in this situation?
Started racing about 35 years ago on a dirt bike, and then moved over to quads, and then got into Land Rovers, and from Land Rovers got into Jeeps.
Awesome.
And rock bouncing.
So one thing that I have learned today is that Jeep owners love to customize their Jeeps.
Yes.
And there is a ton of different things that you can do to your Jeeps.
Correct.
What do you kind of see on a daily, weekly basis with people coming in?
Ours is all over the place, looking just for tires, wheels, up to a full custom build. Gears helps gas mileage, gives you the ability to get a bigger tire and drive a lot better. The suspension work and or doing repairs on vehicles that unfortunately are not operating the way they should be.
Yeah. Another big thing, light kits.
Yes.
That's also functional too, right? Because you got to
Correct.
be able to see at night.
Yes. The light kits you can get really customized with the headlights where you can have different colors in them. It's also brightness. There's different levels of brightness. And
Welcome back to Living Local Carolina, everyone. I have a friend in the house, Lion Flood. You're a magician.
Yes, I have been trying my whole life to attain that little status when the hands glow. Haven't got there yet, but yeah.
I think you have. And you've got a trick to show us today, right?
Yes, I've got a few, and one of the things that I've really been focusing on is really just being more intimate, having someone understand that the magic is in their hands. And so I'll start off with showing you one very quick one, really quick, using simply a cup and a die. What I like for you to do is take both of those items really quick, place the die inside of the cup, ensuring there's nothing sticky, no tricky stuff or anything like that, right?
No.
Shake and rattle and roll, perfect. What I wanna do is I wanna show you that the die is gonna go through the portal at the cup. I've learned that if I squeeze it at a certain point that opens up, I throw it through. Would you do me a favor and place your hand flat just like that? Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, you're not gonna be able to see it happen from there, but you will be able to see her reaction when she notices that the die is no longer in my hand, travels through that hole and runs into her hand. On a count of 3, 3, 2, 1.
I just felt it.
You felt it drop? That's
How
called
did you do
gravity.
that?
It's good.
Every time I ask, how did you do that? But he's never going to tell me, of
Right.
course. It's all a secret, but this is all about close-up magic where
Yes.
people can really feel like they're involved in it.
Exactly. I want to use their items. I want them to be able to go home and tell a story to their family and friends when they're like, I don't know. That's not the case. So to show you another quick one, if you don't mind.
Okay,
All right,
go
we're going to use her phone this time. Would you take out your phone for me?
Sure.
And I'm going to show you, everyone else, something that's going to be happening. While we do that, are you familiar with the cards? Or the playing cards, ace through king and type like that?
Yes.
Okay, I just want you to think of a playing card right now. 3, 2, 1, got it?
Got it.
All right, what's the first thing that came to your mind?
Queen of Hearts.
Queen of Hearts. So now here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna show you all my Wi-Fi. I have a static electricity. If I rub my foot a little close, watch what happens here. As this starts to flicker, and watch what happens. The Wi-Fi starts to change to your card.
Oh, I don't like that.
But that's
How
my
did
phone.
you do that?
That's my phone. Wait, can you go to your Wi-Fi settings?
Yeah.
I don't think this can, is it? Because if it's on my phone, I'm a magician. But if it's on,
It's on
her
my phone, too.
the card that she thought of is on her
What on
phone.
earth? How did you know I was going to think? I promise I didn't tell him. You're too good. You're too good.
I try.
Freaky stuff. I love it. Okay, well, where can people come and see you?
Yes, so now we have the Asher Theater on Saturdays, 4 p.m., doing matinees, an intimate 20-25 seat theater where they have hors d'oeuvres, people can have drinks, a great date night. Asher Theater is where I'm at currently now.
Okay, where can people get tickets and stuff?
Yes, you have to call the show right now because they've been selling out so much. They've been putting people on the wait list. So you can call the show, call the theater and ask, and they will get you on the list.
All right, tell me about the show.
Okay, so the show is set from my life story. Most people don't know. First off, I'm a retired devil dog, Marine Corps. Hoorah! I got into magic when I was injured. I had 4 knee surgeries, 3 back surgeries, laying up in the hospital, had to learn to rewalk over a year. First time I smiled is when I saw a magic trick online, and then I started saying, I want to learn it. They started to wheel patients into my room, and I did magic tricks for them. Eventually, when I was able to be wheeled out, they wheeled me into patients' room, started doing magic tricks, so it was almost like a therapy session.
Yeah.
And I've based the show around that because I wasn't able to walk. I had to do things in people's hands, and so I said, that's what my heart did. So, started doing it.
Awesome. My mom is a PT, so she
Oh.
will love to hear about this.
Yes.
That you were bringing people happiness, even when you were still trying to get back on your feet.
The only time my PT told me, bend the knee.
Yeah, they're not so nice all the time. My mom's just tough as nails.
Don't forget to like our page on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. How to use the QR code. Just open the camera app on your smartphone, iPad, or tablet. Point your device at the QR code so the QR code appears on your screen. Your device will recognize the QR code and show you a notification. Click that notification and you'll come to our website. Living Local Carolina, weekday mornings at 9:30 on WBTW News 13.